We'll take a look at a story that is happening, of course, particularly in the central business districts of our different cities. Nearly a third of traffic lights in Harare's central business district are not functional. Now, the city fathers are blaming vandalism, theft, and consistent power cuts. All this is happening while there is an ongoing debate over the decision by the country's power utility to place critical infrastructure, including traffic lights, on the prepaid metering system. Now, Talent Gore gives us more in the following report.
This is one example of the many traffic lights within the Harare CBD that has not been working in many months. The city of Harare has identified vandalism, theft and power cuts as the main problems, but it says that it will try by all means to ensure that each and every traffic light within the Harare CBD is working in due course.
As the sun sets over Harare, the city prepares for nightfall. But in the shadows of Zimbabwe's capital, something is missing. 1 in every 3 traffic lights is dead. This is not just about bulbs and wires, it is about safety, economy, and trust in the systems meant to protect commuters. Out of 69 traffic light controlled intersections, 21 are not working. The city of Harare cites power supply disconnections, vandalism, theft, and accidents as the main causes.
Yes, we have a plan to fix the traffic lights. One of the major issues with our traffic lights has been the power cuts. When there is no power, obviously the traffic lights will not work. So we are coming up with alternative sources of power to complement the power that we get from the national grid.
To ease congestion, traffic officers have been deployed, but for motorists this is only temporary.
Traffic lights inokonzeresa zvikuru ma-peak hours kana traffic light isingashandi apa unenge uchimhanya kwaunenge washedzwa kuti ukurumidze kubata nguva zvinoita kukonzera kuti unonoke because motikari dzine dzaloka saka tinokumbira kuti pagadziriswe dai zvichiita kana kushandisa masola kana magetsi achinetsa oshandisawo masola.
Zvinototiwo dai kuri kunzi inokwanisa kutiitira ka ndokuti maaccident mamwe anoavoidika nenyaya nokuti mamwe ari kukonzeresiwa neizvozvo. Dai ikazamawo nepainokwanisa kuti itigadzirewo marobots chitowedzera nemalines pake pamarobot ipapo unongosazve mademarcation lines haasi kuwanikwa, haana kunyorwa, saka unoponozona uchisevha achida kuenda kuda kutotsvaga line imwe iri kuuyawo apa pamakatonanga pamarobot ipapo.
Stakeholders say commuting has turned into daily nightmares.
Marobots edu haasi kutomboshanda zvacho seguta rose. Macity fathers handizive kuti vari kupaunawo sei because ivo vanofambawo nemarobots imomo. Tiri kuti isusu dai paita department ravo rakangomirira kuona marobots emukati mutaundi munomomo kuitira kuti pasaite congestion because hazvisi kutombobatsira because marobots haasi kushanda taundi yese. Tikatendera taundi yese toona majunction akawanda mune marobots but marobots acho asingashandi. Magetsi anenge ariko but marobots anenge asina. Hazoti maengineers avo varikutadza basa here.
The debate has intensified since ZESA introduced prepaid meters for traffic lights. The utility company argues the introduction of prepaid meters ensures accountability, but critics warn it could endanger lives.
It has a disastrous effect on the public. It increases crime. It can cause accidents when these things are not juiced up properly in time.
City officials say a modern traffic management system with synchronized traffic lights and remote monitoring is planned, but for now, road users remain at the mercy of faulty lights. With both council and ZESA defending their positions, the debate now centers on whether essential services like traffic lights should ever go dark simply because the meter has run out.
Now, still with the city fathers, the city of Harare and residents in high-density suburbs are embroiled in a blame game over a sewage crisis characterized by frequent bursts. Recent reports have shown a rise in sewage bursts, particularly in Mbare and Glenview. While residents are blaming the city for late response and poor service delivery, the authorities are countering by blaming residents for causing blockages in the drainage system.
Road in Bari National. Residents here are complaining about the sewer pests. As you can see, this raw sewage has been here for almost 4 months.
Former Commonwealth flyweight champion Alfonso Mosquito Zenyika is among those affected. He resides along Mshongandev Street and expressed his frustrations. Despite attempts to engage with the local authorities, he feels their concerns have fallen on deaf ears.
Vanhu vacho vekanzuro vacho vari kungouya sometime vari kupfuura nenzira vachingonongedzera vakauya vanongomira doing nothing chitengi senge chirapwa papi chakatowira matombo hachisi kutofunctiona kana tikatoti tapinda mudzimba dzedu tiamgokuta zematoilet acho mungoti mazariro akaita matoilet iti hazvichabatsira saka tachikumbira kuti isusuka Harare City Council ngaiuyewo ihelpe.
Mai Jaden, another resident, echoed Renyika's sentiments, revealing that many have now resorted to bathing in the open due to blocked toilets, highlighting the dire circumstances they face daily. Some residents feel they've done their best to engage the council, but to no avail. Senior citizens have described the situation as a ticking health time bomb. They feel it poses a risk to children who spend most of their time playing on these streets.
Council yacho haina zvairi kuita, takapa ripoti zvekare asi hapana chiri kumboitwa. Utano vanhu tiri kunzwa mudume nezvikuru kupisa, nhunzi dzinenge dzichiti dzikabva panze dzonopinda mumba dzonomhara pachikafu.
City Council vachona ngavauyewo vagadzirise ka. Ngavauye vagadzirise zvinhu kudai so. Iye zvino vanhu vakuwara kuno kune mudumbu nenyaya yemasewage iyaya.
However, acting town clerk engineer Pakamile Mabenamoyo stated that to alleviate the blockages, they are upgrading the infrastructure, which has long outlived the population.
Residents are vandalizing the cast iron lids, taking them, selling as scrap, and that is letting in a lot of sand, it's letting in a lot of undesirable items going into our system. So we're also replacing cast iron sewer lids with polycarbon ones.
Meanwhile, City of Harare's head wastewater, Simon Mserere, blamed the residents' attitude. He said the treatment plant at Fell Sewage Works receives 6 to 10 tons of sand every day, contributing to persistent blockages.
Also, you have got a lot of residents in the peri-urban. They throw stones into the main sewer lines so that they irrigate their vegetables. So this is one of the reasons why you then find sewage backflowing into the communities. And we've got several of these blockages now to deal with. So at times you may think City of Harare workers are not working, yet we are busy working in the fields to remove those sand. At times we have to dig in order to remove the sand.
The rains are coming. A health time bomb is coming. Hopefully the authorities will take heed of the call by the residents in Shongandem Street. Latuonyang, 44 City Prime, in Barinishna.
Well, two stories. First, the sewage, Harare City Council, and the traffic light. Again, the traffic lights that are not working. Again, the city fathers. But with the sewages, I think now this has been over-reported. You would almost know that almost every now and then you're going to have a sewage story coming up, and the city fathers will tell you it's almost the same narrative now. The pipes, we are going to do this, we are going to do this. I don't know why it's always we're going to do this. Why don't they just do it? Can we not be proactive? What is the problem? I don't know. But before we get to that, how are you, my brother? It's been a long time. You good? You good?
I am very good.
Of course.
And grateful to God to be here.
Of course.
Yeah. And guys, I really missed you. Good morning.
From Chief Koti himself. So there we have it. Glenview Mbare residents complaining about sewage. I've been myself down in Glenview, 75 Crescent to be precise. Sewage all over the place, and to the extent that families now have to bath and use ablution facilities in other people's homes because it's simply a disaster.
Yeah, it's a very big disaster, and unfortunately, I think it's a state of emergency that the city fathers need to attend to. I was also around the Glenview area, and I know what you're talking about. Particularly in Glenview, see there not looking good at all. And I think there's nothing else that we can talk about where these issues are concerned. They just need to come to the party. The mayor and his team, the town clerk and his team there, they need to really, get their act together. It's really terrible.
It's really terrible, and it's a health hazard because these people, okay, again, they really don't have a reliable water supply coming out of the tap. That city comes of water, so they sink boreholes. But here's the problem: when you have sewage on the surface and then you have boreholes, now seepage is going to happen. So the chances of you drinking from a contaminated borehole are very high,
extremely high. And remember, we've had quite a number of outbreaks for typhoid and cholera in particular. These have been, amongst the top killers in the country, and those areas are always, if not almost always, the most affected areas. And so I think a permanent solution needs to be arrived at, and it can only come from the city of Harare. They need to make a plan real quick.
I agree with you there. So those are the kind of situations that we're having. Of course, now in the Central Business District, you'd have there's 21 traffic light intersections. The traffic lights are either not working at all, damaged, and they contribute to the chaos, of course, that sometimes obtains on our roads, particularly in the CBD, where traffic lights are simply not working.
Deplorable.
Absolutely deplorable.
We need to act again real quick. Also, again, you look at the rate of accidents that are occurring in the city, and maybe not just in the city. If you really go broader, 21 would be like a drop in the ocean.
Actually, this intersection, Jason and Sam Nyoma, there's an accident that happened, I think, last week. Is it last week or the other week? I was there when it actually did happen. Both traffic lights were not working. So there was confusion. And then they met in the intersection. And then, so they were quite like, no, you were the one who was supposed to give me right. And then, no, you were...
I tend to think that if the lights are not working, and we know that they're not working, so we need to deploy, human control. Until the situation is sorted. We are now accustomed to things almost working. And then now we've regressed again. There's no traffic lights on almost all the intersections on 2nd Street Extension, except for Tongogara and is it Semnyoma? 2nd Street Extension and Tongogara. So you will always find that light working. Why? Because there's been a lot of accidents that have been happening there over the years. Remember the Mbuyane under tree that was there at some point? So now that one is always functional. But as you come down again, where the I think it's the office of the President Cabinet on 2nd Street and Samora Machel, not working anymore.
The traffic lights are not working. So many accidents happening. So I was having a conversation the other day. I think it was on set with Sansole Wadzanaya, and I said, now there are traffic lights that I know that these ones, they never work. Whenever I approach them, I put my hazards.
When you see it working,
when you see it working, you're shocked. Like, oh, okay, I'm getting through a red robot.
I think the city fathers are abusing us, honestly speaking.
Because you know that this traffic light doesn't work.
Get your act together, fix these things. The traffic lights, we're getting so many accidents. We can't even begin to talk about the number of deaths that have occurred because of that negligence. I think now we should charge them. Well, for an accident that has happened there, the technical department has messed up. Let's get them arrested. They must be charged together with the whoever has violated the traffic laws. Because they will say no, but the lights were not working. Of course, you must approach with caution.
Well, must approach with caution,
but and put your hazards almost like what Chiwe does, But on a serious note, I think now we need to really bring accountability to those who are responsible for this.
Yeah, absolutely.